Home prices are still high. What is the secret behind why home prices are so high? Well, I'm going to tell you today, it is inventory. We are down 44% inventory here locally in San Diego, and that is impacting housing prices enormously. Hey, my name is Tristan Campanella, and I make these videos so that you know what it's like to live here in San Diego, especially if you want to buy or sell a house. I work in a holistic sense as a realtor here, and I love talking to anybody who calls me from my YouTube channel. I live mostly here in North County, San Diego. That's where I mostly focus, although I can help you all throughout the county here. So let's dive into the most recent housing market news that came out for April and what's going on here. So yes, housing prices have come down 4.8% in San Diego. We have to break that down a little bit more because it's so zip code dependent, right? It's so varied depending on areas. So I'm going to break it down into the three major areas here. We have East County, we have Metro, and we have North County. Of course, there's a lot of areas here in San Diego, but our areas that we're going to talk about today, North County has gone down 6.3% since this time last year. Our East County has gone down 8%, so they're definitely getting hit the hardest. And our metro area is only down 1%, so they're holding pretty strong. Now, when I'm hearing this and I'm looking at the numbers, because there are so few homes on the market, yes, the price may start off lower than it was last year, but they're going over asking again. And it is competitive, especially for areas in good schools, areas that are homes that are move-in ready, and things like that. I just put a house on the market in Oceanside, and I've been overwhelmed by phone calls today. So I expect that it'll go well. It's in a great area. So when we're looking at those things, inventory is down 44% than it was last year. That is huge, right? That is just like, think about that. We had no houses last year. We have no houses this year. We don't have a lot of area to build houses. So we just are continuing to have a low inventory situation. And despite what headlines say, we do have an influx of people every year in San Diego for military, for biotech, and just because it's gorgeous. Look outside. This is why I'm sitting out here, right? I wanted to do something outside my office because it's like this every single day, and we pay the extra money to live here. You can be outside every day. I love it. Right? Okay, so let's talk about rents. You guys, rents are crazy. If you're renting a house, you are paying 19% more, almost 20% more than you were 2 years ago. And there's only a 4.2% occupancy rate. So that is really causing landlords to be able to raise rents as often as they can, because you can either move out, find a different place, hopefully, but there's a ton of people that are looking to move right into where you are. So this begs the question I always ask is, why are we paying rent and not buying a house? Well, number one, when you think about buying a house, we got to look at it like the long term. I'm going to give you a fun statistic. I like numbers. So one fun statistic is in 2012, so about 10 years ago, the median home price in San Diego was $400,000. Can you believe that? So fast forward 10 years, our median price is $1,050,000. Last year was 1.12. And right now it's $1,050,000. So that's a $600,000 gain compared for over 10 years, right? And it's just historically like that. So if you can figure out how to buy a house and sit on that house for 5 to 10 years, that is a fantastic way to build wealth, right? I don't have a crystal ball, so don't be like Tristan said. It is just a fantastic way to get your finances and build your dream, or build enough equity in your first condo to get to your dream house. This is why it's so important to work with somebody who has a plan. And even if you don't think you want to buy a house, let's talk about what is your long-term life goals. And it's never too soon to start talking about that, because when we talk about it, we manifest it, we put it out in the universe, things start to align, things start to happen. And step outside of fear, right? Step outside of that fear of, well, can I afford this or not? Maybe not right now. Maybe it's something we're going to do later. All right, home sellers that don't want to move because you have a 2 or 3% interest rate, I totally get it. So let's talk nationally. What we're seeing is a 2% decrease in housing prices nationally, so much lower than here or other areas. Areas that got hit really hard this month are Austin, they're down 9%. Houston is down 6.5%. and those areas that really had that big uptick during the pandemic. Now, if you were smart and you bought an investment property or you live in the Southeast, especially Florida, you are up. Median prices are up in the Southeast as more and more people continue to flock to those areas. So if you are selling and you are thinking about leaving San Diego and you kind of are open to wherever, the places I would highly recommend are Las Vegas, Austin, Houston, Phoenix has come down quite a bit. And so you can take that money and equity that you have and you can move it to a less expensive place, and it could make sense for you. Let's talk interest rates. Interest rates are on everybody's mind. So we had the last hike, but now the Fed is finally saying they're going to pause rate hikes. Yay! We all are excited for that. So what does that mean? That means that most economists are expecting rates to start to come down. We're hoping to end somewhere in the 5.5. That is going to be our new normal, I hope. If we get into the 4s, that would be remarkable. So if we can get out of the 6s and get into the 5s, that would be wonderful. And I'm hoping that that's where we can get. Most economists are saying that we're going to be moving into that direction soon. If you're holding out for a 3% interest rate, you may be holding out for a long time. And then really think about it like this: like if you're holding out for that lower interest rate, but the house prices keep going up, kind of screwed, right? You're always going to be chasing it. You're always going to be chasing it. So that is all I have for you guys in housing. I'm in Rancho del Oro, Oceanside, and I'm going to go make a video about this cool area. I think I have a couple on my channel. Make sure you check that out here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Leave me a post. I'd love to hear what you guys want to hear about. I love living here in San Diego, and I love sharing it. So talk to you soon.